Carrying around shit. Oh shit. Huh. What's up, bro? Yeah, bro. Yeah, bro. Yeah. Papers in here and filters. Ladies and gentlemen, back at the Rekoning podcast and shit and fucking, yeah.
This guy.
Love. Love is important. Do you agree? Love?
As in the word or the concept?
Well, it depends what you mean by it. I mean, like, when I say love, I might have a different meaning to when you say it, but, like, I'm speaking, like, love towards people. You know, like, care for them, shit like that.
I usually use the word respect instead of love.
Respect?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. So do you think that those that do disrespect shouldn't get respect in return? Like, respect is earned, or you should just default respect those even if they're being disrespectful?
Well, think of it more like a gas tank, right? And at the gas tank, you could just call respect, and if you disrespect the gas tank, it runs empty and dry, and you'll need someone to come along eventually, and with a jerry can and to top you up.
Yeah.
And there's got to be a few humans like that on the planet, otherwise, it'd be like a It'd be like a one-time chance kind of opportunity thing, and that'd be a bit.
For them to get respect.
Yeah, and if they run out of it, then we're all buggered and we're all,
But don't you think we should be doing respectful things to be getting respect? Like,
well, yeah, but like at some point, we have to be either shown what respect is and why it's worth a thing. And some people, sadly, can even reach the age of 60 and not even know what that word, or even understand or appreciate that idea.
Okay. Because, yeah, dealing with a lot of, like, respect issues with my life, anyway, in particular, a lot of disrespect I'm getting. Like, the past 3 houses I've moved into have, like, meth-smoking bikie cunts that have tried to steal money, bully me and shit like that.
Yeah.
Last one took $900, attacked me in my room. As I left, he hacked my account, took another $900. And
I wouldn't say that's respectful if you're sharing a roof, right?
Well, yeah. Well, he's the landlord of the house. So now I'm kind of debating. Was going to ask people how they deal with bullies in their own life, because from my perspective, I've tried the legal route. I've gone through VCAT. I've gone through all these other advocate programs and shit and such.
Yeah, we'll represent you and we'll look after you, right?
Yeah. And it seems like through all the legalese, what I can gather is that if he's done it the way he has done it, which saying he's going to give me a receipt but hasn't given me any receipts, the only proof I have is texts, phone call recordings, and bank transfers. They've told me in not so many words there's a good chance that if he's just going to fuck off and move in with his mother and be uncontactable, then you don't get your money back.
Yeah, well, I'd be disrespect. Yeah, I agree.
So it seems like the government, the laws, the system to go through the steps in this to do it legally has failed me. And I'm thinking about just going up to old mate's place and perhaps making a little stand out the front, because I'm not a violent person. I don't want to bully. And he's a lot bigger than me as well. And he's smoking meth and he's in some gang shit and stuff. So I'm just one cunt, right? I'm not looking to do some dumb shit. That being said, the kind of dumb shit I'm willing to do is go there and live stream the whole event and just let the whole community know. If he's still there, if he's still living at the house, the whole community on that street already is aware of this drama and shit. Yeah. So I would like to...
No, they already are aware.
Yeah. So he's done this kind of shit before with other people. So basically what I'm doing is trying to get the community to hold account where the government is not able to hold account, where the laws and regulations and shit don't fucking work, and let people down. Like, how do we hold these bullies to account? How do we get justice?
Collectively, right?
Collectively, because I'm just one story from one fucking herb, all right? This shit has happened to a lot of fucking cunts out there, right? So they have been failed also by people that just knew how to manipulate the laws and shit and get away with stuff, to exploit, to bully, to traffic. to engage in violence and all kinds of abuses through society. So this story, archetypal. So how do you deal with bullies in your life from like any way that, like anything that you're willing to share on it, like
Oh, well, I'm happy to share because
personal experience. Like, what have you done that has actually resulted in some kind of good outcome for you when dealing with a cunt step into you, trying to bully, steal, fight, exploit, abuse?
well, I mean, I will have to admit that I'm a little less susceptible to that kind of stuff because
Oh, you don't let it in first.
well, no, because like I'm,
Big.
yeah,
Yeah.
and that's just biologically that always inspires fight or flight,
Yeah, true.
So I don't get that as often, but I have gotten it because there's always the dodgy prick that's always willing to. I know how to slip through the cracks and this shit, and it's like
The sneaky is because it's very rarely that bullying is overt. It's usually the ones that are doing the manipulative shit in the background to fuck you over.
well, probably because they've already found all the cracks in the system, and the system's like, yeah, whatever. We've kind of accepted that they're there, and rather than try to overhaul or upgrade everything, they're just like, so long as we're kind of stable and shit, it's all good.
Do you think that kind of comes from people that are docile and passive to all this shit going on and not having a working hand in protecting their own communities?
I would say more that it's just humans by default or naturally. It doesn't matter what country or culture or language, right?
Yeah.
We humans just normalize whatever. Like we could bring up Israel and Palestine, and they normalize that shit. Not
I'm Jewish. Come
Right.
get me.
My first wife was Jewish.
I love Jews. Yeah, I love Jewish women. Yeah, and the Torah's got a lot of shit wrong, but fucking leave the Jews alone, cunts. Want to fuck with them?
Well,
fuck with me.
no.
I'm right here every day.
Let's not get off topic at that point. We'll drag Israel and Palestine into this. No, it's fine.
It's just like my whole life, I've gotten hated for things that have nothing to do with me based on not my choices. Like I grew up with a stutter, right? So I can't control that. I didn't choose that. I grew up, white, and people judge you for that and shit as well. And it's like I can't change my skin color or fact I have a stutter or any of these things. And
You're you, right? You're you.
yeah. So as well, like my bloodline, I didn't choose that shit. So if some random cunt's gonna come to me and hate me, gonna bash me and maybe kill me for the fact of my
self-defense.
bloodline, well,
Bang.
at that point, let's just say I'm not gonna be the ones that are quiet and hiding away and just pretending that they're not Jewish. We can't speak about being Jewish anymore. Fuck that shit. We've already been through enough collectively as Jews. So no.
Oh, I see. You'd rather everyone band together through their words and then reflect their words rather than say something and then not even hold themselves to that standard. Right?
We should band together. If our goal is a better society that functions better and cares for people, we should band together to defend those that are most vulnerable, being bullied the most. Like, you just look through society. Look who is the acceptable demographics categorically to put shit on, Those cunts. Help them, defend them, because they're just people, man. They didn't choose to be white, a man, a Jewish, or whatever, all the fucking identity politics shit of today is trying to make out that people are, because people aren't those things. They are the unique fucking soul behind all that surface level shit.
That's it.
And if we're only judging on the surface level shit, people don't feel strong enough to express anything past that as well. So then you just get all these.
That's why you're being the representative at that point, right?
Oh, well, I try to inspire people to be able to reckon what they actually think by creating an environment where it's permittable, allowed, and those that want to fucking.
That's a good one. I like that.
Well, yeah, by having strong enough people there for if anyone wants to come and shut down and bully them for expressing a belief that they honestly hold, then they are shut down. And that speech is protected, but it's only protected if you're willing to defend it and the consequences that come from saying it, or if you're in a group where a lot of people do that naturally.
Right.
You know, it's like, it's okay to reckon whatever like, I don't know about you, but I'm okay with any person reckoning whatever the fuck they do about any fucking thing. Can't say the same for a lot of other people out there. Seem to have a problem with people believing certain things.
Right. Like that reckoning challenges that person's reckoning, and then they need to have a bit of a punch up about it rather than a talk.
Yeah, but I love that. People, I mean, like, you have a different reckoning than me, fucking great. I mean, not the punch up, but, you know, like the, I have an opportunity now to maybe get a more broader perspective.
Oh, so, yeah, no,
Yeah.
but like,
Yeah.
oh, right, because you're more of like expand.
I want to know why people reckon what they reckon. You know?
Oh, I don't know how many lifetimes you got for that one.
Yeah, well, at least let's admit when we're speaking shit and we don't know why we reckon what we reckon. And
Well, we shouldn't be reckoning if we don't know why.
exactly. And if you're going to be doing that in the negative to people, then all you have to do is just ask cunts why they reckon what they reckon. And often they have no fucking logic to back it up in the first place. Yeah.
Well, I mean, at that point, if it's an unjustifiable or an unfair sort of reckoning, then at that point, you do need people who are willing to stand up for you or the collective to be able to go bang, or
I don't think there's any reckonings that anyone has, like being a thought that they believe that they're expressing, that I require any defense from, or that anyone requires defense from. If it's on a belief that you're expressing, that's different from making threats, trying to bully, intimidate, and stand over tactics on people and shit like that. Like,
right, yeah, communication destabilization.
Because that's not just communication, that's that. Plus, whatever you're trying to do, trying to stand over people, bully them, make them feel smaller than you, and control them, you're trying to bully them. It's not right. It's fucked up.
Okay, yeah.
How do you deal with it? How do you deal with it personally? Because, yeah.
Weirdly enough, I do have a bit of a stake in this, but at the same time, I have a bit of a unique position because, you know, I've been out here for years and everything, and I've been attacked, I've been accused, I've been all the other shit, and yet I'm still here because they were unfounded and unjustified.
But you've kind of let it go. Like, you went to the police and they didn't help, and then the people are still here, and everyone just kind of lets it go and things move on, right? So you...
Yeah, I've had a few punches to the face, I've had people steal my shit, I've had my home invaded, but like, if my attempts to seek police help and all the other stuff have failed, then I just accept and admit that whether or not you're wearing a police uniform or you're a lawyer or a judge, you're just a human that's going, I don't want to really actually get my hands dirty. I just want to, tell someone else to try and do something. And rather than me go through that whole process, I'd rather be the guy that's like, nah, I'm good.
So
I'll look after myself.
Do you
It's all good.
forgive? Don't rub me, please.
Stop.
Do you forgive them? Do you forgive them for what they've done to you? Like the people that attacked you and
Okay,
shit
well, that's a
like
big word there. You're going to have to,
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be pricky here, but you're going to have to define that word for me so I know we got the same understanding there.
in the sense of you no longer hold any hatred in your heart for them over it.
No, of course not, because that was then, this is now.
You're not seeking to even the scales at all or seeking revenge. You just accept that you've been hard done by and done wrong.
Yeah, pretty much.
And you're going to let that go and not seek justice for that and just accept that things are the way they are.
Well, yeah, I'll look after myself. And
Yes, try to be wiser and stronger, not to fall for the same traps in the future.
Well, I wasn't particularly trapped.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe I trapped myself by sitting down here for a few years and everything, but not. I wouldn't say in that kind of.
But there was things that you did and said that led to home being invaded, being attacked, and things. Would you say that you're going to do less of that behavior that created that in the first place, or?
The only behavior that created that was me sitting out here.
Uh-huh.
And people just eventually, you know, people just sort of go, what's this weird white guy doing out here saying these things and everything? And they just kind of put the label on me, and I'm like,
But you've continued doing this stuff the whole time, though, right?
well, yeah.
And these attacks stopped probably a year ago or something, right?
I still, a few months ago, yeah, I've gotten well, in 2024, which, wait, hold on.
It's only been a few weeks.
I think we've only, what are we at? We're at January 12th. Yeah, it's only been about 2 weeks in 2024, and I haven't been attacked in 2024
Yeah, but
so far.
this has been ongoing since you came here.
Yeah.
So for the past 5 or 6 years, you've been attacked ongoing throughout that whole time?
Yeah.
And you still stay here and you still do this, and you think the reason why this is occurring is because you sit there and speak to people?
Well, pretty much, yeah. You know, people see me talk to other people out here, and then people get different ideas.
Yeah.
And they're like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm doing this. And then it doesn't matter what I say at that point. They just simply want to apply their interpretation on me, regardless of whatever my truth is.
I see.
And it's essentially at that point, it's my truth as to why I'm out here in the first place versus everyone else's interpretation of my choices, you know?
Okay. So I'm just trying to think how I'm going to deal with this fucking landlord, man.
That's fair. No, because that's a bit more fair at that point, right? Because that involves, you know, well, at that point it involves rent and bond and all these other things, right?
Somebody busted into my room while I was sleeping, put me in a headlock. Tried to fucking kick me out on the street.
Yeah, that's a bit.
Meth changes people. Yeah.
Yeah, when you become a. Well, I mean, I've known plenty of the junkies out here. On the streets here in Melbourne, we call it hot and cold.
Yeah.
It's usually heroin or methamphetamines, which you know is shard or ice or all the other stuff.
Yeah.
And yeah, if you take, it's the same. Like I'm drinking a beer right now, but if I was drinking a full bottle of this, that, and the other, I'd be like on the ground going, ah. And a lot of people don't really have, well, let's say self-control or self-discipline to mediate or moderate themselves.
Yeah.
So they kind of just go woohoo, full bore, and then they end up making craters of themselves or whoever's around them and everything else.
Do you think one of the reasons why people are doing this is because we have not had a zeitgeist in Melbourne of anyone being quite confronting? They're usually more agreeable, and they aren't usually the exposing type. Like, I don't know about you, but I look on YouTube and I put in Melbourne, the most recent videos, and it's all tourism, TikTok, it's all the most non-offensive, most agreeable, monetizable content that you can imagine.
Yeah.
Right? So speaking out against bullies and shit of that nature, and speaking about the evil of society and how we're actually going to do anything about it, isn't really there. I don't see that. I don't see anyone actually putting a lens to the most troubling, the most needing of help parts of society here in Melbourne. You know, everyone wants to kind of almost gloss over that. It's not a good image to speak about such bad things, you know. Perhaps, I don't know.
Well, that's not true. It would I would say it does it would upset the powers that be or the status quo, because they prefer when people are easily dismissed.
I think the people police themselves. This is what I'm getting at. I feel like the zeitgeist in the society is almost one of which that it's frowned upon to think critically or call anybody out for anything, unless they're like the most obvious villain of, like the perceived bad man of their relative group,
So what you're saying there's like a threshold for people that people would need to reach before they even act in that kind of way, right?
Yeah, like the default is just really negative to, particular people.
well, I don't know if I'd say negative. I would say more like apathetic and dismissive.
Yes. Yeah. There's that as well, for sure.
But like that kind of become. Well, not that I'm trying to bring it back all back to the Jews and everything, but that's what we call the banality of evil. And that was to do with the Nuremberg trials and
Yep.
But I still think that term is let's say valid, because at some point there's that human that's like, I don't really know what's going on. I don't want to know what's going on. I'm just joining in because I'm a human, and how much does anyone really need me to know? Whether or not I'm a part of. Yeah. What? Me? This? Oh, here you go.
But if the whole society is almost like conditioned to be like, this is the norm and this is okay, then it's not like you really. I mean, like, I think, point being, I think we need people to put like a focus on the parts of society that we don't look at, the collective bullying.
The spotlight.
Yeah, but the collective bullying that's going on,
I was asking for it. Well, that's true, because like at some actually that brings up a good idea. That brings up a thing, because at this point you'd be one of the spotlighters, right?
Trying to be.
Yeah.
35,000 views on the last video with the
Really?
Yeah.
Hi everyone. Oh wow. All right. Anyway, I didn't realize there were that many people behind the camera.
Well, when preachers are being assaulted in our streets and there's a person that's actually standing up for them, I think that they're noticing, like, wow, as somebody actually doing something that's not out here faking shit.
Yeah.
Like, so.
Here's the question though for you, just for you, the spotlighter, right? And just for the audience and you, all right? The way I'm about to say this may. All right, but I promise it's out of the bottom of my heart, and I'm not trying to be a dick.
Yep.
Eventually, a spotlight has to result in something, correct?
Yes. I'm hoping more people will stand up to bullies and try to de-escalate shit.
For what reason?
What's going on?
How you going? Yo, well, camera's on and we're doing stuff, so you don't want to be on it.
Would you like a question?
Oh, I'd love a question. I'd love a question.
Well, at that point, I'm going to scoot out and you guys do the thing.
The question is, have you dealt with bullying much in your life? Like, have you been bullied?
Not really.
Really, your whole life?
How
old are you?
Maybe when I was younger. I'm 15.
Oh, okay. Well, there's still a lot of time. Have your boys been bullied at all?
Have you guys been bullied?
Dealt with any bullying? Oh, really? Oh, I was just going to ask you, like, how you deal with it, but I think perhaps maybe you're not aware of what bullying is, man, because, like, you're a kid in 2024 going to school and shit, and you're saying that you've never experienced bullying. Yeah. Like, man, I see bullying just walking down the street. Like, so you do see it?
Yeah, I see it, but I don't experience it myself.
You've never been bullied?
Or I think maybe called names by someone, but not like badly bullied, of course, but
so you've been minorly bullied. Called your name stuff
in primary school and whatnot.
Yeah, well, that's normal. That's part of the course. But so the question is, like, how you deal with it, like how you dealt with it then, or maybe how you'd rather deal with it now. You're a bit older.
Well, honestly, if I were to get bullied by someone, if they were smaller than me, I would probably have a go at them. But most of the time,
so bully them back.
Bully them back, yeah, of course. But my biggest piece of advice is just to put them past yourself,
Put them past yourself?
them. Yeah, like forget about them, because like
move on with your life.
When people bully other people, I see it as them like showing that, like that they're not as powerful as you, and they're a bit stupid in a sense. Because I feel like people who bully other people are a bit like dumb, That's
smart shit, man. That's actually like that's what Sun Tzu said in The Art of War. He's like, posturing strength is a sign of weakness. And you will notice that a lot of the chest beating and stuff going on, people trying to like act very strong, means they're often pretty weak or scared.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thanks for that, man.
All good, bro.
Appreciate it. Have a good
My
one.
name's Max. What's your name?
Baz.
Baz. Nice
Yeah.
to meet you. Have a good day, mate.
Have a good one, man.